Hi, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing with a bunch of new Dior makeup that I recently picked up. So if you're curious to see how I created this look and hear my thoughts on this brand new Dior collection, keep watching. I thought I would first start by unboxing all of the new Dior products that I picked up, swatch those for you, and then we'll use those products to do a full face of Dior. I'm really excited that I was able to pick up this new collection. I think that it is stunning. It is so pretty. I absolutely love the embossing. I know that the embossing is going to go away, but I do absolutely love it. I think Dior did an amazing job with this new collection. The one item I did not pick up was the bronzer. By the time I placed my order, the bronzer was already sold out. And I do have the bronzer from last year, and I've seen swatches. They're very similar. So I'm just going to use the bronzer from last year in today's video. If the bronzer comes back in stock, I will pick it up. I think that it looks so beautiful. I know that I'm gonna love it. I am disappointed that I wasn't able to get it during the first stock of it, but I was waiting to see what sort of promo code Dior would give me. I wasn't overly impressed with the code. I should have just ordered when it first launched, but you live and you learn. I guess that was the universe's way of saying, Liz, you don't need the bronzer. So I am going to start with the two eyeshadows. So I picked up Pink Riviera and Coral Riviera. So I'm going to open both of those, swatch both of those for you, and see how similar or different they are. Here is Pink Riviera. Now these are made in France and have a 6-month shelf life. I will say Dior eyeshadows all say that they have a 6-month shelf life. I have had my Dior eyeshadows for much longer than 6 months. I still use them. They still look beautiful on the eyes, but I did want to let you know that that is what they are saying. So I'm going to start up here with this shade. That looks like a beautiful bronze or copper shade. There's a champagne pink next to it, a deeper pink on the bottom, a copper shade next to it. All of those shades are satins. And then there's a hot pink matte in the middle. And I bet that hot pink would look really pretty as a blush. All right, so that is Pink Riviera. I think it looks really pretty, and that is probably the one that I'm going to use today. But I will swatch Coral Riviera next to it and see if that changes my mind. Here is Coral Riviera. And again, I'm going to start up in that corner with that shade. And this looks like a beautiful brown. Actually, as I'm swatching, it's more of like a burnt orange. And then another really light shade. I'm definitely going to run out of room. Here's a brown. And then last is that coral matte in the middle. Take that on the end. And same thing. I bet that that coral matte in the middle would be a beautiful blush. So there is Coral Riviera and Pink Riviera. I think that they both look really pretty, and I know that they are going to be beautiful on the eye. And then the last powder product that I picked up was the Forever Glow Luminizer, and this is in shade Coral Glow. Love the outer packaging of the luminizer. Now these are made in Italy and have a 12-month shelf life. And here is Coral Glow. That is so pretty. That is really pretty. Now I do have a prior limited edition Dior luminizer in Coral Cruise, so I wanted to show you guys the difference. This original one, again, it was limited edition, but it is much lighter. You can see the difference. I think that this is going to be a beautiful luminous blush. I think it's a little too deep for a highlighter, but I think as a luminous blush, it'll be gorgeous. The last two products that I picked up from this collection was I picked up one of the lip oils and I picked up one of the lip maximizers. So lip maximizer is in shade Aqua Pop. It's this beautiful teal or seafoam green. I have a ton of the lip maximizers. I do not have one in this shade. So I was really excited to pick it up, and these are not super pigmented, so I think on the lips it's going to be really pretty. It's not going to be this green shade, but I think it'll give my lips a beautiful glow. And the lip oil that I picked up is in shade Lemon Glow. Now the Dior lip oils are, again, some of the very, very best lip oils on the market. So you can see not a lot of color or any color, but I think it's going to be beautiful on the lips to help my lips moisturize and even add a little bit of shine to those matte lipsticks. So that is all of the new Dior products that I picked up at this point. I'm going to go in with the Dior Star Filter. I have placed another Dior order. The new Dior eyeshadows and mascara and eyeliner have been released. So I did go ahead and I pick up all 4 of the new eyeshadows. I think that they look absolutely beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. That black packaging is just very classic, very beautiful. So I did go ahead and pick up all 4. I'm excited to try the new mascara as well as the new eyeliners. So I did pick up all of those. I also picked up another one of the lip oils. I picked up the bright pink lip oil. So there's definitely going to be several new Dior videos coming. And even in today's video, I'm going to be using some new Dior products that I haven't tried yet. I'm going to go ahead and open up a new Dior foundation. This is the Dior Forever Matte. This is a repurchase for me. It's one of my favorite matte foundations, and I'm going to be using shade 3C. I just think that this foundation is so pretty. Even if you are someone with dry skin, this isn't an overly matte foundation where I would say stay away from it. I think especially using a moisturizing primer, you would definitely be able to use it. And it does stay really, really nicely throughout the day. I mean, that is just beautiful. It is a very, very beautiful matte foundation. For concealer, I'm going to go in with the Dior Forever Skin Correct. I have shade 2CR. I have talked about this concealer numerous times. It really is just one of the best everyday concealers. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but they are doing construction behind my house, and it is so noisy. I will try and edit that noise out so that the video just focuses on my audio, but as I'm sitting here, it is very, very noisy. For contour, I'm going to go in with the Dior Contour Stick, and I'm going to be using shade 2 Tan. I did also pick up a jumbo Dior bronzer during the Sephora sale, and it should come in the mail today, and I'm excited to compare that to the other new natural or the other nude bronzers that Dior just released. They're in the same packaging, but the one that I picked up from Sephora was a jumbo. And really, I only bought it to compare. I'm not sure what the difference is between the two are, so I'm excited to get it and swatch it and play with it. So definitely lots and lots of new Dior coming your way. I'm going to go in very lightly with the Sisley powder to just very quickly powder my face. Now for bronzers, like I mentioned, I'm going to be using last year's, and this is shade Pink Bronze. It is very, very similar to the new ones that came out this year. There was a coral and a pink, and I will insert pictures of what those look like. And like I mentioned, I did see swatches from other content creators, and it is very, very similar to this one from last year. Now this one from last year was limited edition. I use it nonstop. It is one of my favorite bronzers across all of the different bronzers that I have. And I probably have 50 bronzers in my collection. This is one of my favorites. I love it so much. I love that little pop of pink that's in there. It just gives the most beautiful natural bronze. So I will go ahead and link it down below at the Dior website. Based on the wording on the website, I do think that it's going to come back because it does say join the waitlist. So I'm hopeful that the bronzer will come back. And if it does, it will be linked down below. And if I find it pop up at any other retailers, I will definitely link it as well for you guys. It's one of those things where if you are in the market for a new bronzer and it does become available, highly, highly recommend. In one of my recent Dior videos, I showed you the new Forever Glow Maximizer in shade Copper. I haven't tested it out or used it yet, so I thought I would go ahead and use it today. And I will go ahead first and swatch it for you in case you didn't see my previous videos. It is pretty pigmented, but I think it's going to look absolutely beautiful on the cheek. So because it is so pigmented, I just take a little bit out into the back of my hand and I'm pretty sure that that is way too much. I take my BK Beauty 106 and I just kind of pounce it around to sheer it out before applying it to the cheeks. That is really pretty. It looks a lot better on the cheek than it did swatched. Blended out, like sheared out like it did. That is beautiful. Wow. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning. I have almost every single one of these glow maximizers. I love them. Hands down, these are some of the best products that Dior came out with last year. I think that that is so, so pretty. I thought what I would do is try and use this Pink Mania blush again. I originally used this without a cream blush underneath. It was so powdery and it was so pale. It did not look good on me. It almost washed me out. I really was not impressed. I think I can make it work on top of a cream blush. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to just take my Chikuhodo cheek brush and just apply it over that cream or that liquid blush. I don't know. I still don't know that this shade is going to work for me. This almost acts as like a powder. It really mattified that cheek. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, I don't know that I like that. I was convinced it was going to look beautiful on top of a cream blush. I think I was wrong. I prefer the side without the powder blush. I really do like that glow that the Glow Maximizer gives. And this just took all that glow away and almost took away some of that color. So I'm going to take my brush that I used for the cream blush and just go back on top of it and see if I can add some of that glow back. I have now tried this Pink Mania blush twice. I think that it is going to be a fail for me, you guys. I do not think that it works. I think that the coloring is just too light for me. Now, a product that I do think is going to work is this beautiful, beautiful Coral Luminizer. I'm going to take my Sony G NO2 Pro. I mean, look at that pickup. That is stunning. Wow. It actually doesn't end up being too bright as a highlighter. I think that it is perfect. That is just stunning. It really hits that high points of my cheeks perfectly. It gives the perfect amount of glow. It has the perfect amount of color. It doesn't show texture. I am so, so impressed. So you can still see the difference between my right side and my left side. The right side looks better once I added that luminizer on top of it, but the side without the powder blush is definitely more intense and more vibrant. Either way, that is gorgeous. I really love it. Let me know what you guys think. Now for eyeshadow, I am going to be using the Pink Riviera. I just think that it is beautiful. And I'm going to start up here in the corner with that light bronze or copper shade. And I'm going lightly. This is a Rosen Bin E29. It's a very large brush. It is the largest brush that I have, I think. It's very fluffy, it's very soft, and it is great for diffusing eyeshadows. Beautiful. That is so, so pretty. And all I did was very lightly go in with that top kind of like bronze shade. I'm going to go into that rose shade, and I'm still using a fluffy blending brush, but it's just not as fluffy. And this is a Sony G Classic Crease. So I started in the outer corner and I'm blending into the crease, but I'm primarily keeping this shade in the crease, whereas that bronze shade, I kind of went above the crease, I went below the crease. This rose shade I'm just keeping in the crease. And now I'm very lightly going to go with this hot pink. I don't know about this hot pink shade on my eye, but we're going to give it a try, and I'm only taking it in the crease, and I'm taking it very lightly. If you are someone who likes a pink eye look, I mean, this is beautiful. That hot pink is so pretty. I just don't wear a lot of bright pinks like that on my eye. I take a Sony G blender and I'm going to go into that dark burnt shade. Now, I don't think that this eyeshadow quint is an original color story. I think if I were to go into my collection and get out all of my Dior palettes, I could probably do some swatches and come up with something very similar that Dior has done in the past or that other brands have done in the past. That said, I think that it is beautiful. I thought that the embossing was just beautiful, and I am a sucker for all of that. So now I'm going with a Sony G Builder, and I'm going to go into that light shade. And I'm going to take that in the inner corner. Now this shade is very, very light, and I feel like the payoff is not as great as those other shades. So it might be a different formula. I just don't feel like I'm getting the same amount of payoff. I'm just going in with that Rose and Bent E29 to just blend and diffuse. It's very pink. I don't think that it's my favorite Dior eye look that I have ever created. I do think it is pretty. It's just not my favorite. And if I close my eyes and show you guys, there's not a lot of definition between those shades. And I do realize that I did take my brush and blend, but even before I blended, there wasn't a lot of definition. They all kind of just blended together on the eye. So I'm going to take the Dior Show eyeliner in shade Matte Brown, line my eyes, put some mascara on, come back and show you guys the finished eye look before trying out one of the new lip products. Here's that finished look. I think that that's beautiful. I really do. It's not something that I would reach for on a daily basis. It's not my favorite Dior look, but it is very, very pretty. Not to mention the formula of those shadows was beautiful. They blended out really, really nicely, but let me know what you guys think. What do you think of the eyeshadow Pink Riviera? All right, now for the two lip products. Both of these are pretty sheer, so I am just going to use one of them today, and I'm going to grab a lip liner because I think if I were to put this on my lips by itself, you really wouldn't be able to see it. It is really, really sheer. So here, let me just show you real quick. Yeah, there's not a lot of color. So I am going to grab a lip liner, line my lips, and then I will use this Aqua Pop. The Dior lip maximizers are honestly some of my favorite lip glosses. I think I have like almost 20 of them. So I'm taking shade 100. And I will go in with Aqua Pop. I do think that that is beautiful. I think it pairs perfectly with this look. The eyes are a little bit deeper, and so the lip is a little bit softer, and I think that it just pairs perfectly together. All right, that completes today's look using the brand new eyeshadow in Pink Riviera, the luminizer in Coral Glow, as well as this new lip maximizer in Aqua Pop. Let me know what you thought of today's look. I think that it just looks beautiful. I am very impressed with how everything turned out. I think it looks very, very pretty. As always, I would love to hear from you guys and hear what you thought of today's look. What did you guys think of this collection? Were you able to pick up any of these brand new pieces? Let me know down below. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy, and I will see you in my next video.